The chorus of the forest. Deep within an ancient forest, where the trees grew tall and their branches wove together like the threads of an endless tapestry, a symphony of life played on in gentle harmony. The forest had stood for countless seasons, its roots entangled with the history of the land and its canopy sheltering generations of creatures. It was a place where time moved slowly, where each leaf and shadow held a quiet purpose. In the heart of this forest, a great cedar tree rose above the others, its trunk wide and sturdy, its bark roughened by the touch of centuries. The cedar stood as a guardian of the forest, its branches stretching out to catch the light and its roots sinking deep into the earth, drawing strength from the soil. Birds often nested in its boughs, their songs weaving through the air, and squirrels scurried along its limbs, their movements quick and nimble. The cedar had watched the forest change over the years, had felt the winds of storms and the warmth of summer suns. It knew the whispers of the seasons, the budding promise of spring, the lush abundance of summer, the golden quiet of autumn, and the soft stillness of winter. It had learned that every change, no matter how subtle, was a note in the greater melody of the forest. Beneath the cedar, a stream wound its way through the trees, its waters clear and cool. The stream was the lifeblood of the forest, feeding the roots of the trees and providing a home for fish that darted through its ripples. Its voice was gentle, a soft gurgling hum that blended with the rustle of leaves and the occasional creak of branches. The stream, though small, carried a great responsibility. It flowed tirelessly, carving its path through the forest, shaping the land as it went. Along its edges, wildflowers bloomed in delicate clusters, their petals vibrant against the soft greens of the mossy banks. Dragonflies hovered above the water, their wings catching the sunlight, while frogs rested in the shadows, their throaty calls adding to the forest's song. The forest was a world of interconnected rhythms. Each tree, each stream, each stone had its place in the symphony, and the cedar stood at its heart listening. One day the wind arrived, weaving its way through the forest with a light touch. It curled around the cedar, brushing against its bark and rustling its leaves. The cedar welcomed the wind, bending slightly as it passed, knowing that the wind was both a traveller and a messenger. The wind carried with it seeds from distant lands, dropping them gently among the roots of the trees. These seeds, tiny and unassuming, held the promise of new life. Some would grow into saplings, their tender shoots reaching for the light, while others would return to the earth, feeding the soil. The cedar understood that not all seeds would grow, just as not every storm brought destruction and not every sunny day brought ease. The forest thrived because it embraced the balance of it all. The stillness and the movement, the growth and the decay, the giving and the receiving. As the seasons turned, the forest sang its song with unwavering grace. The stream continued its journey, shaping the land as it flowed, and the cedar stood tall, its branches swaying with the rhythm of the wind. One winter, a heavy snow blanketed the forest, its weight bending the smaller trees and muffling the sounds of the world. The cedar bore the snow on its branches without complaint, its roots holding firm against the chill. It knew that the snow was not a burden, but a gift, melting into water that would nourish the earth come spring. When the snow finally melted and the first shoots of green appeared among the leaves, the forest stirred with renewed energy. The stream swelled with the rush of melted snow, and the wildflowers began to bloom once more. The cedar, though unchanged in appearance, felt the quiet satisfaction of its purpose fulfilled. The forest lesson was simple, yet profound. Everything had its place, and everything played a role, no matter how small. The stream's gentle flow shaped the land. The wind carried the seeds that became trees. The cedar stood as a steady witness to it all. And though the forest never spoke, its message was clear. True strength is found in harmony, in the way each part supports the whole. The stillness of the cedar, the movement of the stream, the touch of the wind, all are necessary to create the beauty of the forest. As the stars began to fill the sky and the moon cast its silver light over the trees, the forest fell into a deep and peaceful quiet. The stream whispered softly as it flowed, and the cedar stood watch, its roots holding the earth steady, its branches reaching toward the heavens. And in that quiet, The forest rested, carrying its wisdom forward, a living testament to the power of balance, resilience, and the unyielding grace of nature.